Sonoran Desert prehistoric Hohokam were sophisticated desert farmers who built the largest system of irrigation canal in pre-Columbian North America. The Seri Indians lived on the coast of the Sonora in one of the driest landscapes on the continent. Seris never cultivated domestic plants or raised domestic animals except dogs, but they did carry certain species of wild plants and animals with them as they moved across the deserts. The southwestern people of the United Indians were known to live in adobe houses or sometimes brush shelters, including wickups, lean-tos, gawa, etc., which are temporary Native American dwellings used by many tribes. Brush shelters were often very small, like a camping tent. People cannot usually stand up straight inside brush lodges. They are only used for sleeping in. A brush shelter is made of a wooden frame which is branches, leaves, and grass. The frame can be cone-shaped with one side left open as a door, or tent-shaped with both ends left open. Because the Southwest is mostly desert, that means that instead of hunting for animals, growing food was very important. They grew up to 24 different types of corn, along with beans, squash, melons, pumpkin, and fruit. For meat, they often ate wild turkey. Their kitchens often consisted of an outside shelter that held a fire pit and a large pot of water. Because the desert is known to get up to 120 degrees, Native Americans often created structures called ramadas that they used to hide from the sun and work comfortably in the heat. These buildings were also known to have a large jug of water. The people of the Sonoran Desert, mainly the Seris, used an agave roasting pit to cook most of their food. It takes 1 to 4 days to cook agave in a roasting pit. To prepare, the people remove the leaves from the plant's short, thick stem until they expose the heart. Agave hearts are then sandwiched between layers of moist vegetation in the rock-lined pit and covered with dirt so they can bake. Fresh baked agave is really sweet, but it's very low in calories. And this is actually an agave plant right here, commonly seen.
Long before the first Anglo settlers came to Arizona, Native Americans used mesquite in its entirety, seeing it as an integral part of their culture. The bean pod served as food and was used to make medicinal teas. The mesquite sap was used for black dye and sweet gum, and of course, the wood was used to make arrows and bows for hunting. Here I am milling the pods into flour.
Here you see a desert oasis, which is an isolated area in a desert, typically surrounding a spring or similar water source, such as a pond or a small lake. Oases also provide habitat for animals, and in this case, even humans, if the area is big enough, such as seen here. This species has survived in the Southwest for thousands of years. Climate and geologic changes have reduced their numbers until they can grow only in oases where water. Within the desert oasis are cattails. Cattails are tall, reed-like marsh plants with strap-like leaves and dark brown, velvety, cylindrical heads of numerous tiny flowers. Native Americans believe cattail leaves were a protective charm against lightning, and many southwestern tribes use cattail pollen as a traditional face paint.
The botanical name for rosemary was derived from Latin. It's called Rosmarinus officinalis, which means the dwell of a seed. Rosemary is one of those herbs with 1,000 uses. The botanical name for chili was derived from Greek. It's called Capsicum to bite. It's used for both food and traditional medicine. Jalapeno was derived from Mexico and it belongs to the family of capsicum family. It's not only used as a greenish or a topping, but it's also used to make powders and used for variety recipes.
The saguaro cactus is an absorbent cactus species in the monotypic genus Carnesia, which can grow over 40 feet tall. The scientific name is Carnesia gigantea, and the conservation status is of least concern, no worries. American Indian tribes, mainly the Seris, traditionally lived in cactus camps, which are areas dense in the Sonoran Desert that are full with saguaro cacti. The saguaro cactus is the largest cactus that grows in the United States. They can grow up to 40 feet tall and 2 feet wide. The skin of a saguaro is thick, waxy light green, and serrated into ridges. It's also used as homes for many animals in the desert and also food. As the saguaro was the most prominent cactus in the Southwest, it's far from being the only important one. The desert is full of 127 cacti breeds, including cactus barrels, the Oregon pipe, aloe vera, and the teddy bear cholla. The aloe vera had many uses, but the most common one was medical. The beryl cactus is found in the Mojave Desert and was used by the native Seri to gather food like a bowl. The Oregon pipe offers a very tart fruit and is known to grow in sports along with the sun. Cactus, you know. So it's a decaying cactus, but that doesn't mean that it can't help its community. So there's still ground dwellers, there's still javelinas who can eat the seeds off of it, and birds can still live in its trunk. So just because it's decaying doesn't mean it's not helping out the people around it.
Well, now I know. Thank you, girl.
Here, on the side of the lion cactus, you will notice a beryl cactus, which is spiny, ribbed, and cylindrical that also grows fruits and flowers. The beryl cactus can be found in the Mojave and Sonoran Desert. Native Americans use this cactus to boil their young flowers in water, to eat like cabbage, and mash their older boiled flowers for a drink. They also use this cactus as a cooking pot by cutting off the top, scooping out the pulp, and inserting hot stones together with food. The spines were used as needles, as awls, and in tattooing.
The basket and mat were made by the Native Americans. The basket is used to store belongings on the open shelves, store food, and used for trade. The mat is used for sitting, sleeping, eating, and for burials. Plants help the environment in so many different ways. Life as we know it would not be possible without plants. Plants play a very important role in our lives. They are the major source of energy and food on earth. People have to have an intimate knowledge of their surroundings and take advantage of what plants have to offer. Plants provide us with food, water, clothing, air, fiber, furniture, flowers, medicine, and ceremonial use. This specialized knowledge of plants has been handed down from generations, and many traditional uses of plants remain today. At this point, it is clear that our ancestors were onto something and that plants were so much more than just ornamental. We are deeply connected to plants on some level that just living with them in our home bring us repose and health.
Today we showed you the life of plants and people of the Sonoran Desert. We hope that this documentary inspired you to preserve and conserve the land that we all use today.